A queen, known for her beauty, but remembered for her brain. A woman, who stood against Rome, loved two of its greatest men, and changed the course of history. This is not just a story of a queen. It is the story of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. And how her charm, strategy, and choices made her unforgettable. Cleopatra VII Philopator was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, Egypt. But here's something surprising, she wasn't Egyptian by blood. Her family was Greek. They came from the Ptolemaic dynasty, descendants of one of Alexander the Great's generals. From a young age, Cleopatra was trained in politics, language, and science. She spoke at least 9 languages. Yes, 9. Unlike her ancestors, she learned the Egyptian language, showing deep respect for her people. When her father, King Ptolemy XII, died, Cleopatra became co-ruler with her brother, who was just a child, but Egypt was in danger. Rome was growing stronger. Cleopatra knew she needed powerful allies. In 48 BCE, Cleopatra's brother forced her into exile. But Cleopatra was not a woman to give up. She made a bold move. She secretly returned to the palace, hidden inside a rug, yes, a rug, and had it delivered to Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome. When Caesar opened the rug, he found Cleopatra. Bold. Intelligent. Fearless. Caesar was impressed. The two formed an alliance, and also fell in love. With Caesar's help, Cleopatra took back her throne. Together, they had a son, Caesar Ion, Little Caesar. Cleopatra visited Rome, living in luxury. But many Romans didn't trust her. She was foreign, powerful, dangerous. After Caesar was assassinated in 44 BCE, Rome fell into chaos. Cleopatra returned to Egypt, and waited. Years later, Mark Antony, one of Caesar's top generals, came to Egypt. Cleopatra met him on a golden ship, dressed as the goddess Aphrodite. Antony was enchanted. They became lovers and allies. Cleopatra gave birth to 3 children with Antony. Together, they dreamed of ruling both Egypt and Rome. But in Rome, Antony's rival, Octavian, later Augustus Caesar, told the people that Antony was under Cleopatra's spell. He said Cleopatra wanted to rule Rome with a foreign queen. War was coming. In 31 BCE, the famous Battle of Actium took place. Cleopatra and Antony's navy fought against Octavian's. But they lost. They escaped to Egypt. But Octavian followed. As Octavian's army entered Alexandria, Antony heard a false rumor: Cleopatra is dead. In despair, he fell on his sword. But Cleopatra was alive. She ran to him, held him as he died in her arms. Tragic. Heartbreaking. Days later, Cleopatra knew her end had come. She dressed in royal clothes, entered her tomb, and, according to legend, died by the bite of a poisonous asp, a snake, though no one knows the truth for sure. She was just 39 years old. With Cleopatra's death, Egypt became a Roman province. She was the last pharaoh. But Cleopatra left behind a legend. She wasn't just a beautiful queen. She was a ruler, a scholar, a mother, a lover, and above all, a woman who played the game of power, and nearly won. Her story has inspired books, movies, and generations. And today, more than 2,000 years later, we still say her name. What do you think? Was Cleopatra a hero, a strategist, or a victim of politics? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tales from history.